Musa ﷺ was given an order by God not to accept any breast for milk. But Musa was thirsty and hungry. So the wife of Pharaoh was trying to find any suckling, what do you call it?
Any woman.
Any woman that can feed the baby, and he refused. Then, as the sister of Musa was chasing him, tracking him, tracing him, she said to the people, shall I guide you to Ahli Baytin yakfulunahu lakum? They will sponsor him for you. وَهُمْ لَهُ نَاصِحٌ Ahlu Baytin. Then Allah said, then we returned him to his mother. Second time God is mentioning the word Ahlul Bayt, and a wife is concerned. Okay. The third one, the verse starts like this: وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنْ, and remain in your houses. وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَ تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ فِي الْأُولَى, and do not, wear just like the ignorant way of dressing. وَأَقِمْنَا الصَّلَاةِ, and establish the prayer. وَآتِينَا الزَّكَاةِ, and pay the charity. وَأَطِعْنَا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, and obey Allah and His Messenger. All of this in one verse. Now the verse did not finish. إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ يُذْهِبَ عَنكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ. It's all in one verse. Therefore we believe that Aisha and Hussein are Ahlul Bayt. When the Shia mention the word Ahlul Bayt, they exclude the wives of the Prophet, and they include only the sons. But when we observe the word Ahlul Bayt, we include the wives of the Prophet and the sons of the Prophet. Both. Some people say that Aisha had problems with Ali. That's not true. That's not true. There's no problem between Aisha and Ali. May Allah be pleased with both. Allah the Almighty says in the Quran, النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم. The Prophet is closer to the believers than their own souls. وأزواجه أمهاتهم, and the wives of the prophets are the mothers of the believers. And this is the motherhood of honor. The motherhood of honor and dignity. Some Shia believe that the verse means by this that they're not allowed to marry someone after the Prophet's death. This is the meaning of the mothers of the believers. Which is not true. Which is not true. Why? Because the Prophet, anyone who is not allowed for you to marry, does she become your mother? I mean, your sister, you're not allowed to marry your sister. Do you call your sister your mother? Because you're not allowed to marry her. It's not reasonable. It doesn't make sense. And many Shia scholars, they confessed that this is the motherhood of honor and dignity. They had to, because, sometimes the word mother, I know that Saddam Hussein used it recently. The mother of the world, the mother of the battles. But in the Quran, the word mother is mentioned what? As a motherhood of dignity and honor. Such as Ummul Qura. What does it mean? Mecca is the mother of all the villages, all the cities. What is that kind of motherhood? Honor and dignity. Al-Fatiha is the Ummul Kitab, the mother of the book. Now here I want you to be very attentive to me. A very strong evidence I can use with this verse. I thought there's a board. Oh. Can we use it? Doesn't matter. Be with me, please. The Prophet is closer to the believers than their own souls. The believers here, men and women, or only men? Huh? Both, thank you. Okay. وَأَزْوَاجُهُ أُمَّهَاتُهُمْ, and the wives of the prophets are the mothers of the believers. Men and women, or only men? Allahu Akbar. Very clear. Because they say it means the men only. How come? We are still in the context. The verse says that the Prophet is closer to the believers, that means men and women, than their own souls. And the verse did not finish. وَأَزْوَاجُهُ and his wives, أُمَّهَاتُهُم, their mothers. The wives of the prophets are their mothers. So their mothers, the mothers of who? So the subject of the potential marriage may take place, or the prohibition of marriage to take place between, that has nothing to do with it. And it's out of the context. God was not talking about whom you're allowed to marry and whom you're not allowed to marry. The subject is not about that. The context is about the honor and the dignity. And this is very important for you to use as a big evidence against those who may say anything wrong against Aisha radiallahu anha. If someone speaks against your wife and slander your wife, you won't be accepting it. You won't like it, because it will be a slandering to yourself. And we hold this, that this is against the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ when someone slanders his wives. How much time we still have? How much time we still have? 20 minutes. What about questions and answers? Questions and answers? Okay. For the time being, please, if you have any question, prepare your question, whether you write it or you put it in your mind. Please. Because I want you to have the chance to ask any question. And the question that should be asked in a very civilized way. We should have a good thought in the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. Good thought, ihsan al-dhan. Is that what it means? Right? Yeah. Good thought. Thinking about them in the proper way. Like for instance, the Prophet was sick, ﷺ, and he said, give me a pen and a paper and I can to write a will that if I do it, you will not be misguided at all. Umar said the Prophet was overwhelmed by his pains and agonies because he realized that the Prophet is about to die. And the book of Allah is sufficient for us. Some people say, see here, Umar said the book is sufficient for us. Where's the Sunnah? Look, if we say Kitab Allah wa Sunnati, they say, no, Kitab Allah wa Atrati. And if Umar said Kitab Allah only, they say, what about the Sunnah? Should we be saying, for example, Umar was conspiring against the Prophet? Or should we say that Umar was really very much concerned about the Prophet's physical being? If you say the first one, conspiring against the Prophet, we say, but what Ali's attitude towards Umar doesn't make us believe so, because he called his son Umar, and his son Umar died with al-Hussein in Karbala, by the way. And the books of the Shia confessed it. And he gave him his daughter, Kulthum. And he gave him bay'ah. A pledge, bay'ah, you know the meaning of bay'ah, that I obey you, you are my leader. 3 things. It compels us to think in Umar the best way. Since Ali did it, are you better than him? You're not better than Ali. And if you follow the way of Ali, note here that the Shia always use the word Ali ma'al Quran wal Quran ma'ali. Ali is with the Quran and the Quran is with Ali. Okay, was Ali with the Quran when he gave his daughter to Umar? When he called his son Umar? They say that Umar is the son of, B-I-T-C-H. But that would be a slander against Ali, who gave him his daughter. I mean, if you know someone that he is son of, etc., would you give him your daughter? So why Ali did? They said Ali was forced. Oh, where's the evidence?